The afternoon tutorial, we generated some images using the Turbo, the Q3 version, the GGUF 6B model, using an initial image. So a little background in case you don't know. So what I would like to do is, my purpose for using AI images is to generate a bunch of images for a short story. So what I would like to do is generate a bunch of, for example, here's the story I'm trying to get at. I've been at this for a few days. What I'm trying to do is, for example, it hasn't snowed for about 4 days, which is actually a little weird. The temperature actually finally went up above zero for the first time since October. Anyway, the point is, whenever I go into the hoop coop to clean out the hoop coop and give the chickens feed, and obviously they have to give them feed now because it's just snow. They can't find the natural food, worm, bugs, all that kind of stuff. So I give them water, or I replace their water, or I break if it's frozen, and give them food, clean out their hoop coop, right? And make sure that they're happy and all that stuff, because if the winter is going to be long, they're going to be stuck with each other for. Anyways, the point is, when I do that, they get in the way. They're always in the way. The first thing is, even before I enter, they're right at the entrance, then they're all over me. So the problem is, I wanted to make a story. Well, see, I'm describing it, right? But obviously I'm not going to take photos wherever it's freezing. But the point to say is, I was trying to make some make some humorous images based on that story. That's all it is. For example, maybe if I go into town and say, this happened to me when I went to Toronto on the highway, those type of things. So I would like to visualize them. It doesn't need to be my likeness. It's just a character. That's all it is. So that's what I was trying to do. I thought it would be pretty easy. And the funny thing is, when I found the Z image, it's like a light bulb went in my head. I'm like, oh my goodness, this would be. See, for example, even you see here, it's fantastic images. The text is great. I'm like, oh yes, I found my guy. The first image, always perfect. It's even better than how I imagined it. That's how it is. It's always very, very good. Now, for what I was trying to do is, I tried to do some video stuff. You guys since the summer I've been fooling around with video. I wasn't happy with the way the video works, because number one is, the video, for example, 1.2.1 or 1.2 or any other, is that the videos take too long. That isn't the problem. The fact that they take too long, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, that's not the problem. The problem is that when the video starts deviating from my vision, if you will, there's no way to tweak settings, because I don't want to sit around for another 20-30 minutes, is what I'm trying to say. An image is easy, because even if an image takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that is not bad, because my point is that I can simply tweak settings and get it working. For example, that's why I'm going to show you my workflow in ComfyUI. So that's why I'm saying images are easy, because I said I'd rather tweak it until I get the second, third images perfectly, then I can create the batch images. That's the thought. So I thought I had it perfectly done, stable-diffusion, and I was very disappointed. I showed you what happened is the first image, second image, third image, okay. The fourth image, it completely deviated, the outfit changed, and then by the time we got, I think, to the seventh image, it had changed the character into a chicken. So my smart idea was, generate the first image and use that image to generate the second image, third image. So you know what I mean? Like, then the third image will be used to generate the fourth image, and so forth until the end. So the funny thing is, I think I've shown you guys, if you haven't seen it, you can watch any of the other AI videos. What would happen is, it would generate the character became a chicken, and then by the end the character went back into being, I guess, non-chicken. So so it was actually pretty funny. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that when I was fooling around with ComfyUI, I found out why that happened. It's because of stuff like strength and this. So that's what I'm saying, that I don't mind generating, say, 30 images, even if I'm here and I can generate the first image, second image. Now, the problem I tried different models. I'll tell you what models I tried. I tried, obviously, the Z image Turbo. I tried the SD version 1.5 of V151-5, That one was actually the best one. We're using an IP adapter. That one actually, but the quality is not very good. I mean, you see, I'll show you all those results. And then I tried SDXL. That one completely deviated, even worse than the Z image. Oh, I was like, come on. Then then I found out that there's an IP adapter for the Z image. I tried it; it wouldn't install on my system. And then later on, I watched a bunch of videos, and there was one I saw which I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's an aux node. I tried to install it. I'm like, why is it taking so long? There's only 2 nodes. Then when I looked at the command line, it was installing NVIDIA, a lot of NVIDIA stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't have a NVIDIA GPU. I have an AMD. Why is it installing all this stuff? So then that's when I realized that all the information I found, even some people shared their nodes, or I could get them from Pastebin. What I realized was their setup is for NVIDIA, right? So if you have an NVIDIA system, no problem. I use ROCm, I use AMD, so I'll need to twist, or I have to make a few changes. But I'm saying is that in my case, I'm not trying to pose. My character is not going to be posing, right? My character is going to be actually doing something. For example, here's what I'm trying to say. Like, I watch a bunch of videos where they'll take a character, say like me, I'm sitting here, then raise your hands. See up there, stand like this, or bend like this. That is fine, but that's not what my character is going to be doing. My character is very simple. I said what I want is, for example, my character will be like sitting here like I am right now, like, oh, I have to go out and look after the chickens, right? And then I want an image of whatever I'm wearing outside. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. So that's my problem right now. Now, I also found a whole bunch of stuff which I'll talk about when we actually go to ComfyUI, but just a quick overview of what I did earlier today, and why I might have to move away from Z image, but only the initial image I'll still use probably Z image, or if I need to do things like this where I add a text onto an image, clearly Z image will work very well for it. It's fast, and the code is very good, even the quantized models. For example, this one is a Q3, and the results I'm pretty happy with. Okay. So I used stable-diffusion.cpp. It's an open source version, so this one you don't need Python at all. So that's one of the reasons I do like about it. And I already went over this. So you have to have, if you have an AMD, obviously, ROCm. You can use the CPU, but it's going to be slower. But I think for just generating images, it's probably fine. You can use Vulkan as well, so that's pretty awesome. So this one they recommended. What I recommend you use for this particular GPU model, have at least 8 gigs of you need about 8 gigs of VRAM. The more memory you have, the better. You can get away with 32 if it's real 32 gigs. For me, although I have 32 gigs of RAM, the problem is 4 gigs is reserved for the integrated graphics, because I'll explain to you why that later. And then another 4 gigs is reserved for ZRAM, which is what do you call that thing? It's not RAM disk. What's the not cache? What's the other one called? The when you run low of memory. Okay, I have to look it up here. Just give me a second. Swap. If you have a swap, if you're using swap, yes. So it's 4 gigs is used for that. So what happens is the ZRAM, it takes 4 gigs of my RAM and compresses it down to say 8 gigs. So that gives me more swap space. Now, obviously, if you have a very fast SSD, NVMe, it'll work fine. But for me, I'm still using an older SSD. Although even though it's enterprise grade, it's pretty old, so it's not as fast as it used to be. Let's just say that for today's, especially AI stuff. Of course, for stable-diffusion, you need a compiler, CMake, and Git to clone or update. And I do have commands here for you. You can see here clone, cd, make, and all that stuff. And depending on your version of your GPU or CPU, you can just follow the instructions. I went through over that. I'll quickly zoom through it as well, because the tutorial today is not about, tonight is not about stable-diffusion, but that's what basically we did. So another good thing about stable-diffusion is it uses the same folder structure as ComfyUI, so you can use vast majority of your ComfyUI stuff. They should work if they're supported. So this is my system here. See, I have a Ryzen 5 5600 GT. The G is for the integrated graphics. That's the one I use to plug in my monitors. The reason for that is because this GPU is an AMD Instinct Mi60 32 gigs HBM2. This one doesn't have, you can't plug in your displays, so that is why I have the integrated graphics. But the integrated graphics does reserve 4 gigs of my RAM, so that's one of the nuisances of using it. Okay, so what else? And this was, so I'm on Linux. I have, I'm using Fedora Linux 43, and I'm using the GNOME desktop with Wayland. Okay, so obviously everything is up to date. I always update on Fridays, or if I'm gonna be if I'm gonna be a little bit busy on Friday, like tomorrow, for example, I'll update a day or two before. Okay, so as you can see here, one of the problems I discovered with this model is it does de-age even if you do not specify it. For example, this one, all I wanted was this is the current mayor of Toronto, Olivia Chow. All I wanted was her to smile. So this was testing. I wanted to test it using the initial image. What I wanted to do is I wanted to see if it would take an image and just change something about it. So in this case, I know she's slightly smiling, so I thought it would be easy for it. So it did do the work. You see, it made her smile, but it also changed things. So I also asked for a white background. It clearly did not do that part. So that's one of the problems. So then I got smart and thought, oh, you know what? Maybe if I get a higher quantized version, it will not do that, but it still did it. So I'm guessing this distilled models are they're restrictive in order to be fast. So maybe you have to wait until the base model or the edit model comes out, and maybe it will do what I want. Or I can also have negative prompts. Oh, that's another one I discovered. There are no negative prompts. So that's another thing I was pulling my hair out about. This is the GNOME desktop. You see the result. I don't know why it actually made it worse. This is weird. And then this was a astronaut riding a horse. So the output here was it was supposed to be in a desert. So it got the desert part right, but I don't know what it did with the horse and the astronaut. And this one here, let me see with the prompt. I can read it here. No, I can't read it, but yeah, it didn't do, or did one thing out of the others. That's what I noticed I did. For example, here, this is a chicken run. You see the chickens here. So what I want to do is I wanted to make it cold. So I don't know if there's a chickens and it froze them, but then it added some weird stuff like this is an SUV here, and clearly this is not unless this is a hoop here under snow. I don't know. And then this one is a weird one. This is a man wearing a watch. I asked it to be cloudy, like outside it's a cloudy day. Instead, it did draw the cloud, but then it, see there's clouds here as well, but I don't know what happened to the man and the watch. It just removed them for some weird reason. And this was a spider web, and all I asked it was to add dust. So it did add dust, but then it removed the spider web. So I'm like, it basically ignores the initial image, which, so I'm guessing we'll have to wait until the frame, not the frame, reference models, reference options are added. So this is a live stream. There's now, I'm going to add an addendum, which is this live stream you guys are watching right now. So those are the results. I said I'm just going to zip right through this quickly because we are not, oh, I should leave it actually right there. Okay. So this is where you get stable-diffusion. Though this is in the instructions and the earlier tutorial, you can see you can build it for CPU only. I recommend you also use OpenBlast, CPU and the CUDA. HipBlast, this is a ROCm AMD. Musa, this is for more threads GPU. Metal for iOS. Mac OS. Vulkan is cross-platform, all GPUs supported, modern ones at least. And OpenCL, this is for Arduino Android GPUs. So, and then you have this one, SYCL, this is for Intel GPUs. So you see it's well supported, and as you can see, this is the one for the Z image. You're able to generate this, and what else is here? I think we can go back. Yeah, we can go back, and you can see it shows you how to use it for the Z image and the examples here and the quantization. So you see my particular GPU supports floating point 64, 32, 16, and then the integer is only for 8. So meaning that Q8 for me will be the fastest, and then surprisingly you'd think BF16 would be the next fastest. Surprisingly, it's actually Q4 is the second fastest, and the third fastest is then floating point 16. So when I pick models, if the models have Q8 or BF16, I can pick them. Or if it's a good model like this turbo one, I can also go down to Q4, in this case Q3, and it'll work perfectly fine. Okay, so now I know some of the newer GPUs also support floating point 8, which is going to be probably something more popular in the future. Mine does not, so I stay away with them because it's going to be very, very slow. Okay, and this is a ComfyUI way to grab the Z image turbo and the GGUF version. So I went over this in the earlier tutorial, so I'm not going to spend too much time on. Oops, why did I do that again? I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And then, as I said, since I was having problems, I tried so many different things. I tried, you see my workflow. There's one thing I tried again for stable-diffusion. I actually tried Flux 2. Man, those size of those models are so big. Then I just gave up on that. I tried Flux 1. What was wrong with that one? I think, oh yeah, I remember now. The problem with Flux 2 was that what's the name of that? Black Forest. They kind of put it behind a I don't want to say a paywall, but you have to agree to to some type of license. So that makes it not open source. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So then I looked for something else, and then I decided to go to Quen. The first Quen I did was the Q8. That was also pretty big, but I finally got it to work. As you can see here, it says Quen edit 001 TT4 PNG, and I'll show you what was the result here. It should be here somewhere. I don't know. Is this in order? Where's Q? R? Is it QS? Should be before the S's, right? So let's go to. Where's Q? Is it T? Is it after S? No, it's not S. It's ST. Where in the world is Q? It is here. I might have to search for it. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's here. It's Quen Q O. Okay, what's after O? Let's go to the end of O output. It goes to P. Oh, here it is. P. Paperback. Here it is. So see, this is what it generated. So, and I'll show you what image I used to. So this one is it stayed. Obviously, the quality is not as good, but the one good thing it did was it left this is much better. This is actually the best. Oh, sorry, if you guys are on a vertical screen, so I apologize. So this one is actually pretty good because this is, I mean, there's some details missing, but I'm happy with this because this is the first model I've run several models where it actually listened to what I wanted, meaning that the person, this protagonist, is right by the door holding the shovel up. So obviously I still need to fool around with this to get it to work properly, but I'm saying I'm very happy with this because this is exactly what I envisioned for the scene. So I'm pretty happy with this, and you see there's a lot of snow as well, so it came out actually very, very nicely, and this is what I wanted. Now I'll show you the starting image, which was obviously generated with the Z image. So the starting image was I might have to go scroll way to the top here. The starting image was Z image 001 TT. Okay, TT1. So let's go and find that image. starting image ZZ. Yeah, this is the one. This is the starting image. So you see, this was a starting image. This was created by the Q4 model, so it's not bad. So as you can see, just so you can compare. So this was the starting image, or the reference image, if you will. So and then this is what it ended up with. So as you can see, the starting image, the whatever the character is outside the hoop coop, right? And this prompt said that they're right on the door, or right in between the door. And this is exactly what I was envisioning. And as you can see, put them side by side, that it's exactly the same. Now there's a few things which I said. Let me zoom in so you can see. There's a few things I dislike. In maybe so for example, you see it kept the whatever the person's outfit, it kept that well, which I like. Obviously this part here, I don't know why it disappeared, but I'm okay with that. I'm saying I'm just happy that, oh my goodness, finally we got something that resembles, obviously there's room for improvement, but I'm saying finally got something that I can actually work with, right? So yeah, this works. This works much better. Now I'll see if I can improve on this. Hopefully they're more quantized models. For example, I did download the Q8 version, but it's because the sizes are so huge. I wanted to run everything in VRAM as well, most of the stuff in VRAM, so it goes a little bit faster. And so that's what I'm saying is once the Z image comes up with like Z image edit, oh, I'm gonna be all over it, especially if, like a turbo version. I'm gonna be all over that. Reasonably sized. So I can work with this, and I said I can tell my stories now, so I'm pretty happy with this. I will come up with. I'll now go to QuinnEdit. What version of QuinnEdit? There was two versions. Oh yeah, the GGUF version. So that's the one I'm going to be using from going forward. Obviously, I did this on stable-diffusion, but that's what I will be doing. So I'm happy with the initial results so far. Obviously, there's you see even what the person is wearing, it actually kept it. It didn't introduce new things. You see even the zipper here. I'm really happy. For example, this person here, where this character doesn't have any pants, introduced pants, which is perfectly fine. So this is exactly what I want. What I'm saying is that I take the initial image, generate this image, and then obviously the third image, the person is going to be inside, although I think that's when I introduced chickens, and the person is going to be maybe right by the door, just almost inside. So we take this character because this one will have the pants already introduced, but the general outline is the same, and that's it. So even if you took what is it here, 4, 6, that's actually quite a long time. What is that? 464 divided by 60. Oh wow, is that 7 minutes? Did it take that long? Wow. Okay, that's there's room for improvement. Even that's but the fact is that is a little bit long. So I'm hoping to. I know the next run will be much faster than that to drop that down. I'm saying the things I can do to improve it, and that's what I'll do. As well. I also maybe download another quantized the text encoder, so hopefully you get a better image. So that's the best one I've had so far. Okay, now let's go and get started with ComfyUI. So as you can see here, I already have my cooler control. So I'll put up here because if I run anything, we definitely will need this. And then I'm gonna use this one here. You see, this is how I've been downloading all the images here. So in case you're wondering, I'm using the Q4 KM. I still have the Q8, but I can't use the Q8 because I said it will unfortunately use swap, and that would be too slow. I'm still waiting for the memory prices, including the disks, to do the price to go down. Then I can get something faster. All right. So let's get out of here and get to the, let's start up, let me clean this up so it's not so cluttered. clear. So I'll cd into ComfyUI here. I don't know why that is there. ComfyUI. I don't know why that flashing there is. So basically where I am right now is like, I guess I can go to one of this ones. So we're gonna go to the ComfyUI folder, this one here. That's where I am right now. Then I'm gonna start the. Oh, I forgot to show you guys something. So you know when you install ComfyUI, you have that requirements. What do you call it? The requirements. What is it here? You have this file called requirements. Where in the world is the requirements? RRR. Am I crazy? Like, why can't I see? Yeah, requirements.txt. I'm going to open this up in a text editor just to show you what this file entails. So you can see here the requirements is if it don't exist, it will install them. It's going to install ComfyUI, the front end, and all the templates, etc., etc. It's going to install Torch SDE, Torch Vision, Torch Audio, and all this stuff if they're not previously installed, like in a virtual environment for Python. So what I did was, I was thinking, I'm always having this problem where I'm kind of doing a little bit of duplication in that because I have ROCm installed from the Fedora repositories, I need to then copy those the tensor files, because officially in ROCm 6.4 my GPU is no longer supported, so I have to manually copy them over. And I found that tedious, because I'm thinking, what if I want to have multiple virtual environments, maybe one for ComfyUI, another one for SDNext, etc., etc. So I was like, I don't want to do that. So I was thinking, is there a way I can have this globally and you pick it up? And I found out, yeah. So what I did was Torch SDE, Torch Vision, Torch Audio, and all this are actually in the Fedora repositories. So I could simply install them, and I don't have to worry about updating and stuff, because these are pretty large packages. So I'll show you what I did there. So when they installed this is smart enough to know that it exists in the system, it looks for it, and it won't install it. So then the system will be cleaner as well. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of packages, so I'll explain to you what I'm trying to say. So if I type DNF search, let's just start search properly. Search, I type Torch. So you can see, I'm going to zoom out, so just make it easier to read. So you can see here, Blender. In the Fedora repositories, they already built Python 3 Torch Audio, Torch Data, Torch, see all this stuff, Torch SDE. So all you have to do is just install them, and you don't have to worry about it. So this way, for example, maybe you download some other packages, like maybe you want to use a Python version of llama.cpp or llama, etc. You don't have to have like multiple versions of all these packages. They're all, you can just install them. You see there's even some for us, so they're all there. See, that's the perfect thing. So as you can see, you can you just install them, and that's what I did. And that's, yeah, so I just installed them, and that was it. Of course it's big. I think it's around 2 gigs total, but it's still worth it for me, because now I don't have to worry about moving files over, duplicating, and all that stuff. So overall, it's still smaller than if the wheels install all that stuff. As obviously, so this is similar to ROCm as well, because ROCm is installed from the Fedora repository. So what I mean by that, if I type ROCm info, you see all this stuff was installed through the Fedora repository. So I didn't get this from the AMD website. I installed this from the repositories. As you can see, it picked up the 906. There is the is this one here. This is the dedicated GPU, and this one is the integrated GPU. Okay, so with that said, let me clear this again. So what I do is I'm just going to grab the ROCm VNV. I just call it that. I didn't come up with a name. I should actually just call it ComfyUI. So far, I'm pretty happy with ComfyUI. So activate it. It's activated. Then I'm going to, before I run this, I believe, I don't know, let me check to see if ComfyUI has an update. I think I did one very recently, but let's see if there's an update. Let's see. It says yesterday, so I'm not sure if I grabbed this, but let's see. Just give me a second. Uninstall. Yeah, so you see this one, how to install the dependencies. I believe I just do a git pull and that should do it. GPUs, etc. So yeah, you don't need to do as I said if you're on Linux, if it's in your repository, so you'll be perfectly fine. Where's the update? Did I miss it? Let me search for update here. Why did I make it so hard? So just update. Update. No, that's not the one I want. ComfyUI as an extension allows you to easily install, update, and no, that's not the one I want. So the update, the front end of ComfyUI repository is updated nightly, or fortnightly. Sorry. How do I update it then? Okay, so we can front end. Is this the one I'm using? I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, I'll show you. I'm gonna use Zettler. I'm gonna use Zettler here. I have some instructions for this. So, this application is the one that I'm actually reviewing it right now. And okay, so this is the reinstall. Is there an update? Oh yeah, here the update. So all you have to do is just git pull. That's it. Just do a git pull. And yeah, so you see, this is how I install. Can I zoom in? Okay, I don't know how to zoom in. Oh no, I think it's plus. There we go. So what I did was, you see, I just DNF installed PyTorch, Torch Vision, Torch Audio, sensors, and all this stuff here. And then I did pip install the requirements. Now to update, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just, if it's git clone, just, and that's it, git pull. And then you can also reinstall p-install our requirement. I'll show you how to do that in a few seconds, and then just run Python main this or this one here. So I'm gonna run this one instead. What the temperature warmed up and I was getting a bunch of silly bugs. So just type git pull if you already have it installed. Oh, there is an update. Okay, there we go. So that, and then just type pip space -r requirements text. What the? Hearing like a weird sound going on there. Okay, did I mess that up? What is supposed to be? Oh, install. Okay, I forgot install. Duh. Okay, so then, so I'm going to zoom out a little. I should need to zoom out, but I'll show you what happens. So you see here, it says already satisfied. Is, for example, Torch SDE, because you see it said it's in the /user/lib/python 3.14 site packages. So so that it's the requirement has already been satisfied, because I said that's installed system wide. So this way I don't have to worry about that stuff, and notice having so many packages and all that as well. One thing I found about doing it this way as well, it won't maybe because some updates, it also doesn't by default try to install NVIDIA stuff as well, which I used to really dislike. That's one of the reasons I moved away from, like stable hype and SD next, and the other one I used to use Easy Diffusion. So there we go. So it installed whatever it needed, it satisfied all its requirements, and we go to the bottom here. I think they already installed, downloaded this one. Oh, this is the new version of ComfyUI. So I don't know if there will be anything new there. We can check it out, and you see I can ignore this one. So if you remember, the command I copied was this one here. I use PyTorch -cross attention, so I'll hit run, enter here, and as you can see, it should detect my where is it here? This one is just a warning. You can just ignore that. For some odd reason, ComfyUI manager doesn't know that it says PyTorch is not installed. That's not true. It is installed, as you guys saw. Checkpoint files will always be loaded safely. Okay. So just give it a few seconds and it should be good to go. I think this is ComfyUI which is doing this. It should be ready by now. It doesn't take that long. What is that sound? Is it like a beat or something? Yeah, so you see here it's ready. I just go to that URL. One thing I dislike about the ComfyUI manager is it always does this. Like literally, I used this yesterday. I don't know why it does this. Oh, I just got a four bots Russ says, have you found out any neat ways of actually using local AIs? Oh, are you an instructor? Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was actually talking. So yes, I found different ways. I do use AI myself. For example, what is that stuff I used to do? If I need something quickly, like for example this night stream, I'll show you how I used AI. Come on, see stuff like this. You see with the Odyssey for this. So this was obviously generated by AI, right? So that's generated by AI. So but what I really want to not so to answer your question, not yet. What I would like to do for bots Russ is, as I was saying when I started this live stream, is that what I would like to do is to have a story and have a bunch of images generated. I don't mind typing it. Obviously, in the future, I maybe even be able to speak it, but that's what I'd like to do. Now, speaking of local AI, I've done tutorials. I think even last year I did. Yeah, even last year I did some. For example, Whisper AI. That's one for. It's fantastic for stuff like what do you call it? Detecting speech. It converts speech into text. That's fantastic. So I haven't used that much. I actually created even a few applications with that, obviously for tutorials. So to answer your question, ultimately what I would like to do, besides those stories, is to, I have an algorithm. What I would like to do is take an old phone, point it towards the chicken hoop, and have, for example, let's say a predator comes around like a fox. What I would like is the AI to train, and basically anything that is bigger than a chicken to consider it a predator. So what I mean is that I know like, oh, that's a bear, that's a wolf, that's a dog, etc. What I'm saying is that for me to think of all the different scenarios, a big bird like a hawk or something as well. So I'm saying to me to think of all the, for example, if a bird is this size, it takes forever. So that's what I like to actually do local AI with, to train it, and so if it does detect that it's something that's bigger than a chicken, it makes a sound. So the chicken will then run into the coop, and obviously I'm going to be around as well. I can chase it off. So that is like phase one. I would like to get that done. So another thing I'd like to do is, one thing I've noticed is at night when it gets really cold, is that coyotes and wild dogs, they do like coming surprisingly closer to the house. I thought they would actually be getting closer to the chicken hoop, but they come closer to the house. So I don't like that, because there are sometimes, for example, like Christmas is coming up. I'm going to be in Toronto, so I'm going to be visiting family. So obviously, when I come back, it's going to be dark. I live in a rural area, so I've always been a little worried since I moved here, is that I could come back at night and maybe there's a coyote under the deck or something, and it could attack me. Now, some people say, "Oh, just put on your phone or whatever." The point is that it's freezing. You just want to get inside the house. So my point is that I want I don't like any of the wild animals coming a little bit too close to the house. I'm saying there's enough space. They should stay far away. So I'll train a local AI as well. So where anything, including the chickens, if they come a little bit too close to the house, it will make a sound to chase them away or something like that. But anyways, that's way down the future. For now, I want to get this up and running. And also, I don't know if you've watched any of my AI stuff. I always I've done some training. I've done I test the limits of the free ones, the open source ones, and especially for coding, I asked it to do simple stuff. In the past, they were all terrible. Maybe that could have been my system. Now that I have a better system, I'm not quite impressed yet, but I mean they're not going to replace me as a programmer anytime soon, but they're not bad for if you're a beginner. Yeah, they're not bad. Like for example, some of my clients used it and they're pretty happy. So obviously they don't have to call me for simple things, but for the other stuff they still have to call me. So that tells me that I have nothing to worry about for simple stuff. Sure, I probably lose business for that, but there's stuff that if they actually do replace me for more complex things, then obviously I'll have to find a different job. Hopefully by then I'll be in my retirement and I don't have to worry about it. All right, so that's okay. So this is up and running. Okay, so what we can do, as I said, one of my viewers actually tried to help me with this. What do you call this one here? This ComfyUI manager as well. I also researched. There's actually no way to stop it from doing this every time it restarts, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is, I don't need this anymore. Actually, I should actually remove this from here. And where was the cooler control? Oh, this changed. Didn't realize that. Let's see. Kind of looks the same to me. Okay. Oh, I guess the version's changed. All right. So now we've updated. At the time of this recording, we have the latest version of ComfyUI. So let's cooler control. Here we go. Cooler control. And so this is the GPU here. So on idle, which is about 2% of just below 3000 RPMs, it's about 42 degrees. And then this is the integrated one, so I don't care about that one. I mean, I do. It just powers the monitors, but for cooling, it's using the BIOS, so I don't care about that. And this is the Wi-Fi. That one doesn't even have a fan. So the fan I use is System Fan 2. This one here. So I monitor these temperatures. When it starts going up, obviously, I then set it to about 50. It's very loud, so that's why I do it manually. I can't set this in BIOS because this GPU doesn't have obviously as a cooling system, so it has a fan shroud with a 40mm fan. That's a System Fan 2 here, the case fan, if you will. So that's the one. That's the way I control it manually. So I just switch it on when I need it and switch it off. I do have like a script which can tie them together, but I'm saying this thing just, when I do any AI stuff, it just goes really fast. So I get worried. That's why I prefer doing it manually, because at least I don't have to rely on something that it's more fail-safe that way. For example, the GPU, I've done some AI stuff, and this thing has gone up to 88 degrees, even though it has a BIOS thing. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that I don't trust the fan profiles. At least for this GPU when I'm doing AI stuff. So for images it's probably okay, but for video or some more intense, especially the bigger models, it will just zoom up in the blink of an eye. So sometimes even before I click this, it's already at 80 degrees. Anywho, let's get started here. I need another tab here, so I'm going to click this one open, and we'll go to, what is it, ComfyUI, I believe it's 8.1 something. Yeah, there we go. 8188 localhost. So we don't need any of this stuff here. You can ignore it. So I'm going to show you my my workflow. That's this night stream here. So I deleted all the video stuff because I said I realized the videos are meant for NVIDIA. So nobody's made I mean, there's some decent ones like the LTX and the ANIMDIF. They're fine, but I'm saying is that, you know, if I want like 2.1, 1.2, they're a little bit slow on on AMD. Maybe the newer AMDs will be faster, but there we go. It's also because I also tried all this type of models as well. So anyways, let's start the simple one. You see here I created Z image GGUF. I'll show you this one here. So what I did was I installed obviously some custom nodes, and you see I'm using the unit loader here for GGUF. You see I also am using this. So this model is better than the one that we did the earlier tutorial on, because this one is a QK4M. And then this instruct is still the same. That's why I also use the GGUF, and the type I used Quen image. But you can also use Lumina 2 as well. I believe it's poly. And then the empty one just to set the size. And then you see here the load VAEs. Let me go here. Here's a prompt. I'll read it to you. It says a cinematic melancholic photograph of a solitary hooded figure walking through a sprawling rain-soaked metropolis. At night, the city lights are chaotic blur of a neon orange and cool blue reflecting on the wet asphalt. The scene evokes a sense of being a single component in a vast machine. Superimposed over the image is a sleek, modern, slightly glitched font. Is the philosophical quote, "The city is a circuit board and I am a broken transistor," all caps. And it says -- moody, comma, atmospheric, comma, profound, comma, dark, academic. Okay, so there we go. And then because there's no negative prompt, so I just zeroed it out here, and that goes to the if you go on. Oh, before I do that, so the load VAE, the sensors, they go obviously to this VAE decord, and from the model we go to this model sampling aura flow, and set that value to 3, as you can see here. And then so most of this is very simple stuff. You can just copy basically almost any of these two models have the same thing, the modern ones anyway. So this is just a preview. I don't even know why I have a preview because I'm already saving it. I probably get rid of one of them or both. Not both. I can probably get rid of the preview one because it doesn't make sense. So and then we have the K sampler. Okay, so we have the positive from the text, a text prompt, and the negative one, immediately is the one that's zeroed out. It goes there, and from this aura flow, we go to the model, and then the latent image. Where is that one from? Oh, that's this one, the empty library. This is where you set your what file size you want it to be, and then the settings here. Because this is a turbo image, you don't need many steps. So anywhere from 4, show 4 should be perfectly fine. The CFG again, because it's a turbo, just 1 here, and a sampler name I just use Euler, and the scheduler just normal. You can also use simple, and then the denoise is 1. And then what I obviously this is save the image here, and the C this doesn't really matter because it's just this is just the initial image. So if I hit play here, if I run, so I'm going to run this. So what I'm going to do is just set this to 45. Actually 40 is probably okay. I'll set it to 40. So I just wait for the temperature here to start going up, then I'll hit the apply. Temperature is still pretty good. We'll check the command line as well, but looks like it's pretty good. So that's a little bit slow there. Should be much faster. I don't know what is going on there. What are you doing? Okay, you see the temperature. You see, it's just in the blink of an eye, the temperature starts going up. And you see it's going up and up and up. That's what I'm saying. I can't rely on the on a custom fan profile, I really need to be on top of this. Okay, so it's done. I'll just drop this back down to 2%. So here's the image that he generated. So not bad at all. And yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. So let's go check it out. We go. Oh, I promised to show you guys the command line. So the command line, this is the output. I don't think it. Yeah, you can see what it did here. As I said, my GPU, it supports F32. It supports F16. That means floating point. And it doesn't support any of these. I don't think any GPU supports any of this, the quantized ones. It also supports Q8. Yeah, so that's perfectly fine. And this is all the stuff. Warning. Is it enough disk space? What? I don't have enough disk space? That doesn't make any sense. Let me open a new tab. I should have enough. I thought I deleted. Oh, maybe I didn't clear my trash. See how much disk space I have. I have enough, 50 gigs on the Mount A. I don't know what it's doing that. I have 50 gigs, that's quite a lot. Yeah, I have lots because I deleted all the other models. Yeah, I have. I don't know why it came up. I don't know why it came up with that. Maybe it meant memory. It might have meant memory. I think maybe it meant memory. Is enough workspace over? I don't know what that is. Okay, that's just a warning. We can ignore that. So how long did that take? No, that's not the. Oh, it took 65. That's actually pretty. It's a minute. Over a minute. Okay, but oh, sorry, I was supposed to show you the quality. So we go to output, and I don't know what I called that one. So I did a bunch of testing here. Okay, I have to go back. Sorry. Oh, it's Z underscore. No, sorry, Z hyphen image hyphen GGUF. I gave them those ones so it's easy. So as you can see, I was testing. I think this is the one here. This is the one here. So this is the one that yeah, this is the one. So as you can see, the glitchy. So this is perfect because this is a glitchy. Remember, it's supposed to be a glitchy text. So the higher the quantization, the more likely it's going to give you exactly what you want, or if it's a low one, it will give you obviously less. So as you see, this is clearly glitchy and you can see it. So at first I thought there was something wrong with me, but then I realized, oh yeah, because when I copied this from the Lee Jet's example, I was like, what is going on? Why is the text getting worse when I'm getting a better model? Then I realized, oh yeah, it's supposed to be glitchy. So as you can see, you can actually make out exactly as you can clearly see this is a car properly, and just yeah, it looks more realistic. Obviously, the better quality image or you use. So there we go. Oh, well, I can't remember how long it took me to do the same thing. I think it took about 20 seconds. So obviously, stable-diffusion is going to be faster because it's C++. It doesn't have to load all this Python stuff and the web. But this one gives you more options. I mean, it's also easier to just simply go here and run it again, change all these values. So that's what I'm saying. I'm still going to be using ComfyUI because I can simply test things here, especially with a preview. I mean, I can do the same thing on the command line, but I prefer doing stuff here. So that was the image. Then what I did was I also did the initial image. This is where I had so many fails. So as you can see, this one is using the Q8. What image did we use there? One? Let me make sure. I think I also used the Q8 image. Oh no, this one I used the Q4. I used the Q4. I remember that. Okay, so this one is using the Q8, so it's a much better model. That's I thought, and you can see this picture. It's really. It's a nice picture, and you can see what the person is wearing. I ran this. I said so many models, and what I did is the same thing. Load via AE, but this one goes to the encoder because we have the initial image there, and everything else is exactly the same. We have to cross out the prompt again, and the conditioning obviously goes to the positive, and negative here for the zero out. The model from the Aurora flow goes to the model. and the decoder from latent goes to samples here, and then obviously save image and the preview. So it's exactly the same. The only thing we added was the way to load an initial image. And if you see the settings here, they're exactly the same. 1.4 for steps, 1 for CFG, sampler name, Euler, scheduler is normal, and denoise is 1. And this one says z hyphen image hyphen initial. And I'll read you the prompt for this one. It says playful exaggerated claymation, 768 by 768, medium shot, MS. The protagonist is halfway through the coupe door, shovel raised high, a massive cartoonish snowdrift, white mound, is just beginning its impact, slightly obscuring the side of their face. Coupe entrance, intense wind and snow. Do not change the clothing, outfit, or the person's appearance. So I said one of the problems with this model is that you have to be specific to tell it what you want. So for example, because it doesn't have a negative prompt, you need to put the negative part, which will go into the negative prompt, you have to put it into the prompt as well. So you have to basically speak to it like a human, right? Literally. So you don't have to do it separately, you have to put it there. So I did that and I thought, oh, that's going to work because I'm using a Q8 model, which should be faster too, because that's natively supported on the GPU. And this one is a Q4, so this should be way faster. Of course, it's going to slow down because it has to load the image, but it should be overall faster. So let's start this one as well. I'll put it at 40. What happened there? I said I put it at 40. Okay, and then I hit run. Okay, you see it's conditioning, etc. So we'll just watch this temperature. When it goes up, we will I'll start the fan. I mean, I'll increase the RPMs of the fan. I'm gonna take a little sip of water. Okay, it started, so I'm gonna turn that on. We'll check the command and how long it took. I think it puts it here as well. I'm also going to take the opportunity to check all the live chat to see if there's any other live chats. No, not yet, so that's fine. The only one is YouTube, so that tells me YouTube is working fine. Excellent. So is it? I can't remember if it's going down or up. It looks like it's going down. Is it? No, I know it's not finished because it would have output something here. That definitely looks like it's going down. Maybe it hasn't started using the GPU. Where is it, by the way? Oh, it did finish. Oops. Okay, it did finish. I should have ignored that. I should have paid attention to that. So let's. Maybe I should have a shortcut key to do this. Alright, so as you can see, yeah, this is the problem I said I ran into using the Z image, is that it changed. Anyways, I'll show you this image. We should tell, one thing I should actually do here, I should tell me what number image is. So I have to go here, and this was Z image initial. I should actually show, I should actually show you guys all of this. So let's actually show, I'll show you guys all of these images to see what happened when I was testing. So this is what it does, right? So clearly, this is not the outfit that I wanted. You see, it completely changed the outfit. The little scarf thing is gone. Headgear is gone. Nobody, but you know what? It actually is. This one is actually not too bad because this person is right by the entrance, so it got that part right. And then you see here, this person is way off from the entrance here. So I said I tried so many different things, so many different settings, and I kept on getting this. This one is the most accurate one, but you'll see some of the stuff Yeah, like, right. So I tried so many different things. I was getting really, you see, it kept on changing. So I was more interested in, obviously the outfit has to stay the same because I'm telling a story, right? Yeah, so I got some weird results, and I kept on getting this. I changed one thing just off by a zero point 0.1, then you'd get this. That's when I knew that I have to go back. And the funny thing is, this one is very close to being accurate because this one is actually right on the entrance, holding the shovel up, but the outfit is off. So that's one of the problems I said I had with the turbo. And then this one here, then another. Sometimes I would get this, where it would have basically the initial image, but then it would have another person behind behind my character. I'm like, what the? Yeah, and then I try something else, then I get this. So then I just kept at it, and then I'm like, okay, it looks like this person is the one holding up the hand, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to close it. Why is the snow? It's the same prompt, by the way, in case you think I changed the prompt. I did not. I was just fooling around with the settings, like the CFG value, the seeds, the steps, even the flow. I tried so many different things, as you can see, and still, so like this one, I'm happy the person is holding a shovel. I guess looks more like a spatula, but we'll deal with that later. It's still changing the outfit, and this one is not by the door, right? So I said I kept at this same thing. Like somebody's like throwing a shovel at you, so I kept on trying, and it looks like so as I said, I just kept at it, kept at it. It's more like an arrow. Kept at it, and then I was like, oh, I think I got it. Oh, but then again, it changes the outfit, and I don't know what happened to his other hand. It's like really weird results. I said I kept at this. So this is what I was trying to say. You see, when you're testing stuff, it makes sense to see the quality is pretty good, but it's still a little bit off here. This looks more like a spatula, honestly. So what I was trying to say is that you see, this is why I don't want to do video models yet, because I said I want to perfect this, because if this is supposed to be literally the first image or second image of my scene, it doesn't make sense for me to go to a video, because if the video messes up, like I don't want to sit around here for 10-20 minutes, right? So I said I'd rather spend just even up to a minute trying to perfect this and see if we can get it. Yeah, so it was obsessed with changing the person's outfit, even when so anywho, there you go. I think this is the one I was generated today, just a few minutes ago. Yes, that's the one. So this is the last one was generated today. So now, see, my problem is, okay, let's say this, it took my image and created this. Okay, fine, fair enough. I said the person is by the door, they have a shovel in their hand, even if it looks like a kid shovel. The problem is it is a shovel. So I'm like, okay, can we use this? The problem is not, because guess what it's going to do? If I use this as the starting image, it's going to change the outfit again and again. And this doesn't look like a hoop. This looks more like a garage, but that's neither here or there. So yeah, so that was so that workflow. Yeah. Okay, so then what I did is I tried to generate a scene. Same image. What did I do here instead? This is the same load AE. In this particular case, I used 2 text prompts. So I'll tell you why I used 2 text prompts. So this is the first text prompt. Basically it's the same thing as I read before. The person standing by the door, do not change the outfit, blah blah blah. And then what I did was let me actually go here, show you. So we have the first case sampler. So the first case sampler then goes to the second case sampler. So these are the results here, the same as before. Nothing's changed. You see the shift is 3, so not all these other values are the same. In a second case sampler, I kept everything the same. Also zeroed out here negative, everything is exactly the same. It has its on, it should also have, yeah. So as you can see, that's a setup. So yeah, so then same thing, like the same thing. And then the second prompt, I say playfully exaggerate claymation. It's the same thing. I just said keep enhance the snow texture, lighting, and wind effects, right? So it's the same thing again. All right, guess what this one is going to do? So what did I call this one? Let me make sure the output. This one I called scene. So let's run that one. This one should take a little bit longer because it has to go through 2K samplers. So oh wow, okay, that one grabs the GPU a little bit faster, but okay. Now it's already at the second K sampler. Zoom out. So it's done. That was actually very fast. Oh, sorry, I forgot to go to the command line. Not that it matters, but okay, so let's go to the command line. So you see the previous prompt, it took 40 seconds. 40 seconds. And this prompt with the 2K samplers took 25 seconds. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so as I said, I think because the model is probably already loaded in memory or something, and maybe that's my guess. And I remember I told you using the Q8. Q8 is because it's natively supported on my GPU. So all these ones here, see FF32, BF16, or the floating point 32, floating point 16, and Q8, the integer. Those are natively supported on my GPU. There's also 64. I don't think I haven't seen any models in a while which are floating point 64. But the point I'm trying to say is that they're all supported on the GPU. So for this to be even faster, if most of this would switch to Q8, then it would just fly. Q8 is the fastest for this particular GPU. So you see that it ran 4 steps on each of the K samplers, and then this was the result. So this is called scene, I believe. Yeah, Z image scene. So I think I did generate some earlier, so that should be Z. Here we go, the scenes. So I'll show you when I was flying around with this one. So here we go. So as you can see, in case you're wondering, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, it didn't change anything. That's why. And then you see when I change any of the results, then we get this. You guys might now recognize. When I see this, I know something is wrong, right? So, like I said, the problem I'm having is. I'm okay with the way he looks and everything, but the problem is the outfit is different every single time. So you see that? The outfit is different. I can't even replicate it. Now, some of you are screaming, you say, do this. I'll get to that. I kind of figured out earlier, so later. Again. I was trying tweaking, and then finally I got the person inside the coop. And you see, this is basically the story I was trying to say, is that when the person is, am I still in scene? Yeah, I'm still in scene. So that's me basically. When I'm trying to clean it out, the chickens are all over the place. So this is perfectly fine. I'll be okay with this because I could say that, okay, the person has entered the hoop coop and they took off their, I guess, their jacket. Possible. Okay. This is unrealistic, but I guess for the story, this is perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with this, honestly. And then the very next one. So as I said, you see, it does not keep the outfit. You see, no matter what I did, it would not keep the outfit. The outfit keeps on changing. The headgear also keeps on changing, and it's like driving me crazy. Like, come on! You see, it keeps on changing. Like it's the same. You see, it's the same. It's the same thing. It keeps on changing. that text there? I don't even know if that's text. Yeah, so it keeps on changing. I said I tweak something, it changes. And that, oh, this is the output should stay exactly the same. Yeah, so yeah, I can say like it was just driving. Yeah, so I tweak a setting, it changes stuff, and I'm like I'm saying, if it would be consistent, I'll be happy, but it's not. And you see, again, it moved the character to basically the starting point, and it right at the beginning, it's already changing the outfit. Yeah, so it keeps on changing the outfit. Basically, it's supposed to take this character, I don't care, and then just put them by the door. But you see, you make a tweak, it changes the character, and this one, and then I don't know what happened to the snow here. The chicken's actually very, very good, but yeah, so yeah, that's the problem. The snow came back, but you see it changed the, again, it changes the outfit, and that just drives me crazy. And the chickens, again, like I don't mind it changing. If it is subtle, it'd be okay. Maybe I can fix it in GIMP or something, or Inkscape or Blender or whatever, doesn't matter. But I'm saying it just changes so much, and it's just annoying. I'm just trying. I was like just trying different things. What was that? I just realized this now. What is this? You know, it's the same prompt. What in the world is that? Oh, I got it. Okay, this is snow. This is snow, but the color, because the color changed. That's why this. I'm sure you guys can use your imagination what this is. So this is actually supposed to be snow. I guess that's a snowball or something. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, when you change the color, I'm like, what is going on here? And yeah, so I'm still tweaking settings. So it was around this time I realized that because I was able to get a consistency of the output with just a few subtle changes. So I'm like, okay, let's. So what I did, that is when I discovered that if I keep the seed the same, it will be constant. The output will be more constant, very few variation. That's what I want. So what I wanted was, but the problem is with very little variation, you can replicate it just replicates the image. But I'm saying is I want the character to be doing other things. I just want the outfit to stay the same. And so that's when I yeah, and then I don't even know what this one is. Yeah, so yeah, so you see, it's the same prompt. It's the same prompt. The same prompt. Yes, it's still the same prompt. I think this one I changed the CFG to about 10 or something, and then I'm like, this looks like a chart. That is nothing, and I'm like, where? Yeah, you see, then it blew here, and yeah. Like I said, this thing is like way out of left field. I didn't expect that, so I tweaked it a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, so clearly this shows obviously Alibaba. Obviously, they probably trained it on Chinese citizens. Sorry, is this Chinese? I meant people in China, People's Republic of China models, or Chinese people. So that's why I got this. I was like, okay, that was unexpected. I still didn't give up. So because I'm pretty stubborn, as you can see, I don't give up. So I was like, okay. So I said, you see, when I started figuring out with the seed, I realized I could consistently get what I want. You can see, for example, the person is in the doorway. That's what's supposed to happen. It's snowing outside. I knew I would fix this later. That's not a problem. And I'm like, the person is holding up the shovel properly. Okay, that's a good starting point. And okay, so there we go. So that's the last, that's the one which I think we just generated. Yeah, this is the one we just generated. So you can see with those settings, it stays pretty consistent. So for example, you see 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, it's close enough. Anyway, so could I use this? No, because if you look at the person's hair, you see it's different. So even the hair changes. So as I'm saying, like it's not consistent no matter what I do. So I was like, oh, okay, so let's try something else. So what I did was I then went to, I tried the control net. Before I got to control net, I got fed up with this, so I took a break and I tried the SD version 1, and I'll show you this workflow. Again, I used Quantize 8 because I said that's the fastest for the GPU. You see here, I had to get a clip loader, I had to get a clip vision and an IP adapter. I did find an IP adapter for the Z image Turbo, but it didn't work for me. Again, I don't know why. Maybe it's just an NVIDIA thing. Or I don't know. You guys saw this empty latent, and if we go down, this loads the image. And here we have the usual. I just said something pretty simple. I said both hands up, and then I put because I was just frustrated. I'm saying let's make it simple to see if it actually do what I want. Then I don't know where I got this. So I said do not change the clothing, outfit or the person's appearance. And obviously the same thing in the negative prompt: text, watermark, signature, logo, banner. Excuse me. Username, error, distorted text, blurry text, unreadable, gibberish. I think I grabbed this from somewhere. Maybe it is in the default one somewhere. And then for the IP adapter, as you can see here, the model goes into here, the IP adapter goes into here. Image, there's no image negative, there's no mask, there's a clip vision goes in here. And the weight, I think the only thing, I don't think I changed any of these. I think these are the default. Weight is 1, weight type is linear, combine embeds a concat, start at 0, end at 1. I think these are all the defaults. And in this bed one, there was some other, I tried all of them, and I just left it at V only. I think that's a default. It goes to the K sampler. The steps, I increased it to 30, CFGSI to 8. A sampler name, I used Euler Ancestral. Scheduler, I used normal, and denoise, I used set to 1. And the rest is all the same. It just goes to the VDF code and output as a save image and the preview. So let's run this one. What happened here? Oh, did I delete this? Value not in list. Okay, I think this one I have to pick the V16. Yeah, this one I think I always have to pick. I can't remember now which one I have to pick. Is it this one, clip 8? I think it's this one, clip 8. I think this one didn't work. Let's try that one. Yeah, that one doesn't work. I think I have to pick the 16 or 8. I have to pick 8, I think. I think I have to pick this one. Yeah, that's the one I have to pick. Fortunately, I didn't want to pick the floating point 8 because my GPU doesn't support it. I think this one mostly runs on the CPU, so I probably don't even need the fan. But I guess I was wrong. Oh yeah, I was right. I don't even need the fan. You see the temperature didn't even go up that much. So you see it created this one. Now I did say I want the hands up, right? So this one did not create the hands up, and the code is not very good, so I didn't even bother too much with this one. So this one is if we zoom up, it says SD1. So let's go check out SD. The S is up here somewhere. Where is SSS? SD1. So I'll show you all the SD1s I generated. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. So you see, the quality is not very good because I think this one is limited to 512 by 512. Yes, I know I could add another node to what do you call it, to upscale it, but as I said, for my story, I'm perfectly fine 512 by 512. So I thought, you see, even it's so messed up. Look at the door here. You can't even draw properly. So this is not a good model. Yeah, so I somehow managed to get a mouth here or whatever. It'll draw 2 characters. I don't know why. Yeah, looks like some of this guy is missing. Is that part of his skin move here? Remember, it's the same prompt. I was filling out some of the settings. This is the IP adapter. Okay, I was like, okay, we can work with this one because we have something that looks like a door. Okay, so but the person is not. Remember, the person is supposed to be by the doorway. Yeah. Looked like Mr. Freeze here for some reason. Yeah. So and then I was when I was fooling around with actually this tutorial, the afternoon tutorial, I was actually going to use ComfyUI, but I was not too happy with the way it came out as I was testing stuff. So this is like the opposite of stable-diffusion in that sorry, no, yeah, no, this is the opposite of the Z image turbo. Z image turbo wants to de-age you. This one wants to age you. See the problem with these models? The background is not white. None. So I was like, come on, the background is supposed to be white. It's not doing the background. So this is how I tested it. This is the mayor of Toronto. So I was testing different settings, and yeah, that actually does look like her. So that's a good thing. But so this is where I guess posing would be better. As I said, I don't give up. I'm pretty relentless. Oops, went too far. So then yeah, so here back to our model. Oh, that's the XL. So that's the last one. So then I said, you know what? Maybe because the model is not very good and it's very old, I mean, relatively speaking, let's do the SDXL. So the SDXL, let's go here. So SDXL, it's the same thing except this time I use a double clip loader because you need a clip L and clip G. So I had that one, and it's the same. No, I had get a different clip vision. I used also got a separate IP adapter model loader for the SDXL version. The latent image stays the same. The image, as you can see, is the same starting one, and the what do you call it? The prompts are exactly the same. This one, I think the prompt is slightly different, so I'll read the prompt to you. It says, playful exaggerated claimations, 768 by 768, close up on the protagonist raised boot. 2 of the 4 chickens are mid-air, having been startled, beginning their dive bomb collision course with the boot. Shovel is held mid-swing. And the negative prompt is the same as before. Basically text, watermark, signature, logo, binary, username, error, distorted text, blurry text, unreadable gibberish. Do not change the clothing, outfit, or the person's appearance. Okay. Same thing as before. The IP adapter advanced here I used. The settings are the same. One for weight. Weight type is linear. Combine embeds is concat. Start at a 0, end at 1, and embeds scaling is set to V only. And we go to a case sampler. This case is only one case sampler. Right, yeah, only one case sampler. We have the seed is set to 42. Remember I told you I did finally get smart and noticed that if I set the seed, it stays more or less the same. The steps are 30. CFG is 8. Sampler name is Euler Ancestral, the scheduler is normal, and dnoise is set to 1. So then let's run this. This is a bigger model, so I think I might need the fan a little bit. Let's see. It's not as fast, obviously, as SDIF 1.5, but let's see how long this one takes. Okay, so this one gave me an error. I don't see what's the error. This one here. Size. I can't remember how I fixed this one. Let me see. Maybe it's something I had to do. Oops. Let's go back here. Make sure. Yeah. So I can't remember. It did work. So I don't know why it. Is this because of this model, the turbo model? I don't know. So let's say another one I have. Looks like I do not. So I did get it to work. I don't know why it's not working now. Oh, is this? So I even tried setting the changing here because I think the default is 12. Is it 1280? Or 1280? I don't know if that's the default size. Let's try that one. That might be the default. That could be the problem. No, I can't remember. I can't remember how I fixed this. Maybe I changed this model. I can't remember, and I was basically fed up. So I was like, okay, I'm like this workflow is not working for me. So then I decided to create my own control net here. I'll show you guys this. So of course I'm using the best one that's fastest for my model, and this clip loader is the Q4KM. The type you can use Quen image because that's what this one is, or you can use obviously Lumina. What do we use? It Lumina 2. Lumina. Is it here? Can't even see it. Yeah, Lumina 2. You can use that as well. The AE for the load VAE. The motor patch loader because we're using the control net. So the turbo does have a control net. That's one we're using. You see, we're using the same load image there. Then what I did was I obviously clip the text prompt, and we zero out obviously because there's no negative prompt so far in the and there will never be for the turbo version. So I fooled around with this. I'll show you some of the results. Let an image 768 by 768. I used Canny. I wasn't able to. Although I installed the nodes, like I saw a YouTube video, I wasn't able to get the other part for the auxiliary and stuff. But when I tried to install them from another repository or whatever, another thing, trying to put out on NVIDIA stuff. Now, yeah, I could simply clone it manually. Then what's the point of using ComfyUI Manager, right? Right? So I was like, it's not worth it. And if it updates, it's probably going to pull in the NVIDIA stuff. So I was like, no, it's not worth it. So I left. I did fool around with this one. And I got some interesting result when I set the low threshold to 0.15 and the high threshold to 0.25. Then what else is here? The strength, I also dropped it down from 0.99 or 1 to 0.85. When I fooled around this, I got some interesting results as well. And then you can see here, it goes to the positive, and this it goes to the negative. This is the zero out. And the model that comes from our Aura, I believe it is. Oh no, it comes from this one, SD3 latent image. Just set the size there, 768 by 768. I don't need anything bigger because it's a story. I'm gonna put my own animation for snowing outside from Inkscape. So and then what else I have here? We go from the. Oh yeah, I also found a ROCm case sampler, so I thought maybe they'll be a little bit faster. I don't really notice a difference. So here we go, the settings, seed 42. So set that control after generate to fixed. You see it says allows the linked widget to be changed automatically. For example, randomize the noise speed. When I notice when it's randomized, it changes stuff, which so I don't want my model to change. I said to change like the outfit and stuff. I wanted that to be the same. The steps, I set them to 6. When I set them to low, it would completely ignore what I wanted. So 6 was a pretty good happy place. The CFG I had to set up a little bit higher than 1, and obviously that increased a little bit of the speed, but it's fine. I have steps as well. sample name, Euler, ancestral, scheduler, beta. That's what everybody was using, so I did that as well. And that came much faster. Denoise I set to 1. For the second case sample, this is the decode. I just left this as default. This is especially if you have low VRAM, use this. So just the save image and the this is for the preview. So the only one I believe that I turned on was the use ROCm optimization. I set that to true. That's the only change I made. So let's run this one. And I'm going to just start this one because I know it will eventually use the CPU, I mean the GPU. So you see here it created my the preview of the. So what this means that it's going to leave this part of the image unchanged, meaning that like especially like the bone structure and all that, it will be very accurate. But as I said before, I'm more interested in the outfit. Okay, more interested in the outfit staying the same, and that was my biggest problem. And I can't remember what we got here. So where are we here? Looks like it's in case sampler. It's in the case sampler. The first time it runs, it's slow, but then after that, because I guess it has all the stuff in the memory, it will be it's much faster. So while this is running, I'll look at the temperature here. Okay, it looks like it's going. It's about 50%. Well, yeah, more than 50% for the ROCm case sampler. Then it will decode it, so it should go hopefully faster. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so let's go take a look at all of our this one was called ZImage control net. We'll go take a look at that one. ZImage image control net. Oh, I didn't show you the so let's take a look at the SDXL image scene. Yeah. Right, so as you can see, I'm like, this looks worse than the SD5. Of course, it's also higher resolution, I think. How do I use it back? There we go. Oh, I can use the keyboard short. See, yeah, that's no joke. That's really what happened. It was drawing 2 characters. I'm not joking. It was actually drawing 2 characters. Yes, that's actually real. 2 characters. Then 3 fused together. As I said, I'm pretty relentless. I do not like to. So I was like, okay. I said when I found the seed, you can see I'm getting better at the seed. So I realized the seed will keep the part of the what I want. So this one, as you can see, this was probably so this it's snowing, of course. The hoop door is closed. I'm okay with that. The person is obviously dressed warmly. That's perfectly fine. Are those gloves? Oh, I didn't even realize that. This person is actually wearing gloves. Okay, so that's good. I didn't request that, but okay, that's fine. And I don't know what this is. If this is a hoop coop, how are you supposed to get inside this little thing here? Oh, I didn't specify it has to be big. Okay, that's fine. I guess you could clean a small one. Yeah, I don't know where that's clipped off. Must be with the shift. And we're still this Z image. Oh, this goes to the Z image control, and I think we. Yeah, so this is the last one of SDXL. So I'm like, that's actually even worse than the SD5. Yes, it is. And then here we have, yeah, the Z image. We just did that with the ROCm samplers. So let's pick that one up. I think that was the one we started here. Yeah, here we go. Again, remember, you guys might remember this, the same thing where there was 2 characters. Yeah, so I'm like getting really frustrated with that. Now I'm okay with this one as well. It's more I can't even remember how I got this. I think I increased the CFG image, the CFG value very high, and then we got something like this. Now, as I said, I am okay if the person why would you wear like transparent? Anyways, the point is that the shovel looks pretty good. That's probably one of the best real shovels. Okay, and yeah, okay. I can't remember how I got that. Yeah, so again, so you see here it's 2 people. It's like basically it can't decide to move this person here, so it's kind of creating another person behind him, and then this one, it fuses them together, and I'm like, what happened to the cube? Yeah, so, and then I even got that, just pure noise, and then we have this one. So as I said, like I'm okay with this. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's what I should do. I should probably make it black and white. Huh. Wait a minute. That's actually not a bad idea. I could make the story black and white. I mean, we just colorize it later. That is actually not a bad idea. Huh. Then I can just keep the Z image. That is actually not a bad idea. Interesting. That could actually work. Yeah, that could actually work. If I make the image black and white. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't first. No, you know, okay. Here's the problem. It keeps on changing the outfit. For example, this one here, it adds this weird stuff. So I'm saying that that's not going to work if I stick to Z image, this image turbo. Then what's the point of having a control net if you're not going to change? Ooh, this is actually not bad. I don't even remember how I got this one. This is actually, ooh, I do like this too. This is actually not bad. Maybe that's what I should do. And then I could just color in, oh, I can then mask it. Yeah, I could probably do that. Maybe that's what I would do. I could just make it black, like a black and white, or grayish, and then I can just simply color it later. Or even maybe right there, I generate 2 images. One black and white, or grayscale. Then I can say, okay, make the pants blue, make this and this. That could actually work. Oh, yeah, that could probably work. There we go. I could probably do that. I actually do like this. This one looks like the person's hand, so this actually, and they're right by, they're not right by the door though, so that's off. Two hands, again, somebody behind you, and then I know when I'm off because it does this. So when I see this, I know I'm off. This looks like Mr. Pac-Man. There we go. So this one is by the door. Do you think we'll get it? Let's continue. I said I'm pretty relentless. Nope, then it took him away from the door. And then I don't know if I can fool people to think that this is actually this is clearly the hands person down here. And all it did here was just fade out the shorter part there. So I'm pretty relentless. Oh, there we go. And I also got that annoying snow a little bit less, but the person is supposed to be here, not here. I think, wait, that's that person's hand down there, I think. Okay, that looks more realistic. But then you see again, like why? What were the colors? Oh my goodness, what were the colors? I see. I tried different things. Looks like again like Mr. Freeze, and then a little guy there. Okay, so that's the last one we just did today. Right now, 74. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I give up. I give up. Now, that was I think yesterday or so. Yeah, so that was yesterday. Now, so that's my workflow. So I was very disappointed, and I said there's some great things here. So obviously I was hoping to maybe set up some extra stuff, you like rule loop through and all that stuff, but looks like I can't use any of these workflows. I can't use any of them, so I'll probably get rid of the SD5 and SDXL for now, because I said they don't do what I need. However, if we go back to the command line, I did find something that does work. It takes a while, as you guys saw. Let me show you on the command line. The last thing that we did, oh by the way, if you care about this, how many seconds that one took, it took 90 seconds. And I said if the next time it runs, it will be much faster. I think it goes to about 16 seconds because all that stuff is in memory, so it's faster the second time around. Okay, so here we go. If we look down here, you see I use the Quen image edit, and this one it says success, and that was actually I'll show you the result of that. So I want to show you the prompt I used, or the command I used to run it. As you can see here, I use this is the image, the diffusion image. I use the Quen image, the 2005 version, and the Q4KM. I could have gone Q4S, but I wanted Q4M because I know it's a better, much better quality usually. The VAE, this is a pretty small, so I'm not even gonna bother with that one. And then the LLM, this is the text encoders. I use the Q8 version, GGUF struct. And then the prompt is playful, exaggerated claymation, 768 by 768 model, medium shot. The protagonist is halfway through the coupe door, shovel raised high. A massive cartoonish snowdrift white mount is just beginning its impact. Coupe entrance, intensive wind and snow. Okay, you guys know where I got that from. The CFG scale set to 2.5. -V, that just means verbose, meaning the more stuff on the on the command line. Flow shift I set it to 1. Set it the height to 768, the width 768, so it's a square, and the output is here. The output file and the reference image we used this one. I showed you guys that one earlier, and it just ran that, and then you see all this stuff here. You know, you can see some of the default settings, etc., etc. So so it ran. Obviously these models are pretty big, even though they're quantized, they're pretty big, and it did finish, and I was happy, relatively happy with the results. So let's take a look at that image. So I have to go back to build here, and what was a Q? So let's open that up. I'll show you, in case you forgot, I'll show you that, where's Q? RS, is Q after S, or might be, no, ST, I know it's ST, so it should be, here we go. So this is the image. I think I don't know if I showed you guys this earlier. So this is the image that we got, and you can see this is more faithful to exactly what I wanted. Person is by the entrance door. This was my first run. I haven't even done any other settings. So it's my first run, so I'm happy with this. It created pants for them, and yeah, so it was more faithful to the image, to the starting image than the other. So I'm perfectly fine. I'm okay with this. Okay, so so I remember the starting image is the one that was generated by the Z image Q4, no, 3K. So it's not the best one. Where is it here? Oh, Z down here. This is the starting image. So this is the starting image. You see it's much more faithful to it as well. So you can see here, the only thing I said, it took away the I guess the scarf part here, but I'm perfectly okay with that because this person is obviously going inside the hoop, so you don't need it. So I'm saying things like that, I'm okay with it because it's more. And I said, you see it left the little sleeve here. It left that, you see that? It left the white part there as well, and the color and then the zip, the zip, whatever the zip ups here, that same. So I'm pretty happy with this. And then the headgear I kept the same. I remember this was just my first run. Does it also have those EM? Yeah, even the ear stuff is there. Yeah, so this is a Qwen image edit. So I am relatively happy with it. So I'll fool around with this. Obviously, I'll use a better quality image and see if we get a better quality result. I can't load anything bigger because of I said, even I am limited with the amount of VRAM and stuff. So from what I heard is, I think just this week, Alibaba, the team, they released the edit version of the Z image. So if it's small enough, I mean, if it fits in the requirement, I might try it as well. Especially, I don't think there'll be a turbo one for that, but if they release like a turbo edit, oh my goodness, that would be fantastic for what I want to do. So there we go. So that's basically it. So I'm happy with this. I said I did try stuff that failed. I tried Flux 2.0. That's way too big. And then I tried Flux 1. Flux 1, they want you to basically sign or agree to some type of ULA. I'm not going to do that. So I'm happy with this when I just download everything and boom. So now it's a little bit slow, as you guys saw in the command line, but I am from this one to this one, I'm perfectly fine. I'm fine with this. And I said they can do a few touch ups here and there, but I'm okay with that. So let's see how long it took. It took about 7 minutes. So I could probably run this again. But I'm saying is that I want to maybe I want to change a few things so that I want to get it running mostly in the VRAM. So there is no. I think everything should fit inside the VRAM. If I change a few things here and here, that should be perfectly fine. Or if you guys know something that's a little bit smaller than the Qwen image edit, let me know. I would like to do that. I said I did try the SD5 and SDXL. Obviously, before you tell me, oh, well, you tried on stable-diffusion. Believe it or not, I actually did. Yes, I did. I don't think I have any results here, or I got horrible results. Oh, let me see. I don't know if I hope I didn't delete it. There's some results. What is that one I did? I just said it. Not Qwen image. It was the Flux. So I tried Flux 1 and 2, and I was getting just a black. Where is it here? FFF for Flux. I might have to do a search. Flux. Did I delete? Oh, here we go. Flux. This is what I got for Flux 2, the dev, and it's the same also I got for Flux 1. So that's why I decided to move away from that. I went to Quen image, and I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, so this yeah, I already showed you guys this. So there's nothing else. I think we can end this night stream there. What time is it? Okay, so there we go. Okay, so okay, did I close down ComfyUI by the way? Oh yeah, so so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this and this Z image. I will I don't know how to do Z image. I am I can tweak some things. I'm not sure though, so I'll see. If I might, if I don't need, looks like, which I don't. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff is still NVIDIA based, so looks like I might have to do all this stuff on the command line. So anyways, but I'll if I have to generate on the command line, I'll be perfectly fine with that. So I'm gonna close this. Yes, I'm gonna leave. And what is it here? Where's ComfyUI? Is ComfyUI? No, that's not Comfy. Is this ComfyUI? Yes, this is ComfyUI. So as you know, ComfyUI, you have to go to the command line and press Ctrl+C, and that should stop the server. And that's it. So let's finish this up. I have some resources for you. I have books. This is the wrong one here. I have a book. It's called Learning Python. If you want to learn Python for AI automation or general programming, you can read my beginner-friendly book. It's called Learning Python. It's available on Amazon. The link is in the description. I also have courses, and specifically, I have a Learning Python course available on ojamboshop.com. It's a one-time payment. There's no subscriptions. You just need a web browser, whether it's on your phone or a desktop. You're good to go. It's a structured online course covering Python fundamentals and practical examples. I did a lot of tutorials last year, 2024, using it as well. So they're all in the channel as well. Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. YouTube, of course, YouTube. Okay, the links are in the description. And for services, I offer Python tutoring or any other programming language. So if you want to learn personalized online Python tutoring sessions, contact me at ojambo.com/contact. And if you need help with AI, if you need some instructions, especially with Linux, I've been using Linux since 2008. Yes, January 1st, 2008, I switched full-time to Linux. So I'm an expert. Yes, I'm not I'm not certified, but I'm probably better than a lot of people who are certified, because I actually use it every single day on my laptop, on my phone, and obviously on my desktop, as you guys see here. So I do know how to work my way around it. In fact, I run my own servers. My email, it's on my own server. My website, it's on the server. It's all unmanaged. I manage them all myself. Okay, so you can contact me at ojamboservice.com if you need help, AI help, or anything else as well, including consultations. I'll come back to that in a little bit later. So the conclusion stays the same, in that running stable-diffusion locally with AI models such as the Z image, or in this case I found this Quen image edit, with the AMD Instinct Mi60 proves a powerful and flexible image generation environment. With the right hardware and configuration, beginners can explore advanced AI workflows directly on Linux. And also, so if you are struggling with, especially if you have an AMD system, what you could do is install, especially if you have something like Fedora like I do, or you just install the PyTorch and all that way. And then when you run the, as I showed you earlier, when you run this pip install -r requirements.txt, it will detect that you already have, the ROCm and all that stuff, and it won't reinstall it. So that way you can test out many different ones until you find the one you want. Like I started with Easy Diffusion, very easy to use, and then I discovered SD.next. I used that, and when I upgraded my system, I realized that I could not, it didn't work as well. So every time I was looking for something, people say just use ComfyUI. So I started using it myself, and then when I ran into issues, obviously my viewers helped me, but I also learned that one of the problems is that AMD, but I found workarounds around that, and I share with you that's the key part. Okay, so I do have other recommended, before we go to recommended resources, I can remind you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because what happens, the more you subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers, so the viewers can join this growing community, share the tips and tricks, and I'll share them with you. Okay, back to, I'm going to show some things here now. I live in a rural area in a cabin, and there's no internet here, and the cellular service is sporadic, so I use SpaceX Starlink residential service. This is my referral link. So what happens is it gives me high-speed internet. For example, right now I'm live streaming on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey using the SpaceX Starlink, and also I use it on my phone for Wi-Fi calling, and that lets me make calls, receive obviously calls, text messages, or send, including the MMS, without having to pay roaming fees or worrying about the signal. So it's fantastic for that. So if you do use my referral link, I'll get 1 month free, and you will get the significant discount. For example, right now in Canada, you get the equipment for free. So anywhere you are geographically, you will get a discount, a significant discount, if you use a referral link. So please use my referral link. I also have an affiliate link for the Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater. In fact, I have one right in front of me right now. It's right here. It has a low and high setting, and then it has a protection here. When it tips over, it turns off. Low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. So what that means is that today I actually got my electrical bill, and it was $93. So it was $92. Sorry, it was $92. So around this time, usually it's about $88. So 92, that means I paid $4 extra, and I know why, because I'm using this guy. So what happens is, it's been very cold since October. Today was actually the warmest day since October 15th. Today it was 5 degrees outside, 5 degrees Celsius. It's been really cold. So lots of snow every other day. It hasn't snowed in the last 4 days as well, so that's a little reprieve for a while. Anyways, the point is, in here, I set on November 1st, I set the temperature to 15 degrees Celsius permanently. And in this room here, where I have my workstation, my personal space is just this desk here. So I just use this on low when I need it. And that's enough for me to feel comfortable. Obviously, I also dress warmly. So example, today I was just wearing this and when I was doing laundry, and then laundry is obviously long finished. I then do a little bit warmer, so yeah, save on heating costs. It's very expensive for propane, and this guy helps me save hundreds of dollars per month. So thanks to this. So you can pick it up on Amazon and now get a commission. There is no extra cost to you, it's just a commission. I have the Algorithmic Serpent. It's my first novelette. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. You see it there, that's the author, Ojambo, that's me. That's the back. There's a whole bunch of pages in there. Pick it up if you have the means. It's a psychological thriller. There's an ebook version, and this is the paperback version. And I made them as affordable as possible. The majority of the cost for the paperback version is for printing and shipping, and the ebook version is for storage costs. And I also have, this came out very recently, it's 2 weeks ago. It's called The Recession Business During the Recession. So one of the businesses that could be potential for the future could be something related to AI. So do not think that simply because some what do you call it? Don't think that simply because there are a bunch of AI companies there getting a lot of funds that's the end. No, it's not. So what I'm saying is that the business that could probably become almost a monopoly, or the best company for AI, is probably not even invented yet, right? Here's an example. If you go back to the 90s, late 90s, there were probably about 10 very popular search engines, right? So when Google started, people didn't even take Google seriously. And then there was a time when Google actually wanted to sell itself to Yahoo, and Yahoo was like, search is passe. And guess what happened? In just a few years, Google became more and more popular, and obviously became bigger than Yahoo. And guess what? If you look in 2025 now, Google is still the largest company in the West, and probably the most significant search engine even now. And the other companies are basically, at least in the West, they're like in the dustbins of history. So what I'm trying to say is that there's always opportunity, and especially during a recession, because if you get it right, you'll be set. And I said I help you with that. And don't be afraid of failure, because the skills you learn will help you for your next venture. I keep on forgetting the person who actually said that, the quote. He actually helped me when I started my business 2009. I can't remember his name. I wish I found it. He wasn't a motivation speaker, but he just helped people get business started. Maybe I'll take over. Maybe I should do that instead. Anywho, so that's it's called the Business Recession Blueprint. There's a lot of examples in there. For example, like budgeting, whether you like a table formula, a table format, or you prefer text. It's all in there to help you. I did a live stream where I went over the book, and I also showed you all the pages in the book. So there's enough meat in it. It's a book. There's over 120 pages of true content in the book. That's not counting obviously the like the table of contents, the about, and all that. When you have all that, it comes to about 150 pages. So it's a real book, and it's a guide. It's a blueprint for you. If you want to know more about me, I have a blog in every article I write. You see, it says about Edward. I'm a programmer, a software engineer, web developer, and author. And here's my book page on Amazon, my services page where I offer consultation services, ojamboservices.com. And if you're ready to learn, ojamboshop.com for all your online courses, PHP, Python, and JavaScript. And if you want to contact me, you can leave a comment. If it's based, for example, this comment form closes after 10 days. It's based on the article. For example, if it's about Z image, obviously, all Z image. That's what the article is about. Yeah, you can write a comment there. The best ways to contact me is to use the contact forms. There's ojambo.com/contact, ojamboshop.com/contact, and ojamboservice.com/contact. And you can follow me on these channels: Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. I live stream on all 4 of them at the same time every single day. There we go. Now I'm going to show the outro. And I'll go back here so you can see all of that content there. Why is that part cut off? There we go. So if you want to see what's upcoming, go to ojambo.com. You can see what we're doing. Did I forget to edit this one? Oh, okay. So there's this one was actually obviously finished. And then we have this is what we're doing tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. So there we go. So it's all there. Don't miss this one with NetBeans, another thing to do with the AI. So that's going to be a fun one. Okay, and then tomorrow we're doing this pass plot. And with that said, I'm going to check the live streams and to see if there's any other chat requests. Right now I'm going to start with BitChute. I don't see one there. Rumble, there's nothing. And Odyssey, there's nothing. For YouTube, there was a full bot Russ, and he had the first one. He said, have you found any neat ways to actually using local AIs? And I I told him I'm trying to. I do have things I do in the pipeline, but I've used it for Whisper AI. That's the one that converts speech to text. That's very, very handy. I even created an application and I shared it with you guys. I shared the code. Very simple to do. Other than that, I'm a programmer, so I don't need it. But if you, as I said before, if you guys are learning programming, it could be helpful. Obviously, don't take it like it's like for me, when people talk about Wikipedia, right? Like you can use it as a starting point, but don't rely on it, right? So the same thing, I would recommend that you don't, if you're programming, don't rely on AI. I mean, to help you get more knowledgeable, sure, but do not rely on it as as the gospel, as they say. Other than that, I'll share if I'm able to get this my story out or the workflow. I'll share with it. And I'm pretty happy with the Quinn image, although it's a little bit large. So I'll see if I can find something a little bit smaller because I want it fast too. Other than that, I will. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m.